My audience research was the most crucial element in the creation of my 3-media text. For example, the audience feedback gained from the questionnaire, general opinions, etc., helped me create the media texts that were more appealing to my target audience. For example, I used SurveyMonkey to choose the title for the magazine. On the survey, I asked them which name out of the following is the most suitable for a film magazine, and the options were Elite, Final Cut, Silver Screen, Cinemag, Future Film, Odeum, and Showcase. As shown in the screenshot, majority of the people chose Elite as their favourite film magazine name title. So that's why I ended up choosing Elite as my masthead. From the question I conducted before creating my product, the trailer, I gained some ideas on what to incorporate in my trailer to build tension. For example, the audience research suggested that I should bring the book to life, but I added my own interpretation to it by creating my own backstory that was the most appropriate and achievable in terms of editing it in, etc. I did this by editing in flash-second scenes of the ghost character before and after she became a ghost, as shown in the clip that you're watching now. Most of my audience feedback on my 3-media text was a work in progression. For example, I would casually have my classmates give me their input as I was constructing the product. For example, on my trailer, one of my classmates said the volume was too loud. So obviously, at the beginning, when my little sister runs into the room and starts speaking to me, therefore I had to turn it down in order for it to match up with the rest of the audio that was in the trailer. Also, they said the New Line Cinema logo I had before was just a plain picture with no movement, etc. They suggested that I should probably get a more visually interactive logo. Therefore, I changed it, and it also went in line with the music, which was a good thing. I also made changes to my poster. It was suggested that the poster was not as good when it was in landscape, as there was too much extra space on the edges, so I had to obviously turn it into portrait. And the title of the film was also too simplistic, as it didn't have any design to it. And when I look back on audience research, it was quite obvious that most of them have some form of design to it to make it stand out from the rest of the page. Also in the magazine, the title was not initially outlined to make it stand out, so I had to add the wide edges to bring it out a bit more. And also my alignment of the text was a bit off, so I had to make sure to get a ruler and make sure that everything was aligned on each side of the magazine. This is some of the audience feedback I received from my work. I got the first draft and the final draft of my poster, and simply asked the audience which one they preferred the most, or whether they had any improvements that they would have preferred to have seen on the first draft, and whether they actually liked the final draft in the end.
As we can see on this poster, the improvements have been made and it looks a whole lot better. It's something which can also be given to people as they'll be able to see it better, less space, and also the soul and the insidious stands out.
I actually quite prefer the first poster because I think the dark background on it creates quite a lot of atmosphere, which I think is good for a horror film.
From simply looking back at the codes and conventions and obtaining further research on the orientation of a horror film / thriller poster, I decided not to take on some of the feedback gained, such as the preference of the poster being landscape. I found out that portrait-styled posters were more prominent, and in my opinion, it allows the audience to focus on the character more, and it creates that intensity that is essential on film posters.
On this poster, we can see the 2014 special review is a bit simplistic and it can be improved to something better. Improvement looks much better. Also, it only sticks out with everything else, with the color brands which have been used. It makes it stand out for people to be able to see better.
For the magazine covers, I like a lot of the changes that you've made. I think that yellow sticker just makes it come out a little bit more, look more bold.
Tash, what are you doing? Tash!
Hey!
Tash, what are you doing? Tash!
Hey!
For the trailer, I preferred it when you didn't have the sound thing when she's colouring it in, because it made it more intense for me to watch and I really got into it.
Weird things keep happening to me. I feel like someone's following me or watching me.
And then I also preferred how you had the voiceover at the beginning. That was really creepy, and I preferred that bit because it was very a thriller point. I also liked how you added in other elements that were pretty much supernatural, and the way you edited it, that kind of brought out your genre and how you did it. And by changing your production companies at the beginning, by adding in the New Line logo, it made it more official as a trailer. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.